It is Saturday, January 12th, 2019 at 12:19 p.m. And you all just tuned in to K Short Talks, and I just want to say thank you so much for being here. I know that you could be anywhere else in the world right now, but you're here with me, and I really appreciate it. So if you didn't get the chance to check out the last episode, I basically talked about happiness being a choice. And if you also got the chance to listen to the last episode, I was out in the street on my way to a destination, and that means I have decided to implement video into this podcast. If you all recognize that podcasting has probably been the only consistent way I've been able to produce content. And so I thought, what can I do differently in 2019 to just take it to the next level? And me wanting to be as simple as possible, I was just like, as much as I've learned all the cameras and all these lightings and all this fanciness and all this miking and stuff, at the end of the day, this phone in my hand is pretty nifty. So I just said, you know what, take it to the next level, but record in an honest manner. I think for most of us, when we record on camera, we get all spruced up and all that stuff. And I was very much one of those people. But I just kind of decided that every time that I record a podcast is also the same time that I'm going to record a video and just be honest of where I'm at, whether that's in my car, whether that's walking around downtown Tucson, whether it's me in my home in my comfy robe drinking my tea, and I just had done having breakfast and I just got done watching something that I wanted to share with all of you. So with that said, that's exactly what it is. I just got done having breakfast. I'm sitting here in my comfy robe because the window and the door is open and it's beautiful outside, but it's just a tad bit chilly. And the video was on Vice. It was talking about Asian rappers in the hip hop community. And aside from all of the conversation, if they can use the N-word or not, if they're allowed in that space or not, something that really stood out to me was this company called 88 Rising. And it really reminded me of what I want to do with my life and why I've decided to go big and to put all of my chips in to creating this organization. And it goes back to this idea that I've shared maybe with you all before, I've shared with people in the past, but I just kind of thought of the idea that what if we just took care of our younger selves, in the sense of not just based off the color of our skin, but just in any way you feel like you are your younger self. Maybe you were a young white girl that used to love playing baseball. I don't know, work on those girls, have a league of their own. I don't care. And, putting race aside and ethnicity aside and just kind of thinking of the intersections of our identities. And that's why for me, I was like, I want to focus on tomboys, because if I focus on tomboys, then I'm focusing on women. I'm focusing on folks of color. I'm focusing on the LGBTQ folks. I'm focusing on masculine center folks. There's a lot of people that I'm covering by just focusing on my younger self, So I just kind of thought of the idea that what if we all just took care of our younger selves, and how much more progressive we would be and how much more efficient we would be. I don't know about you, but I know when considering going into the educational system and wanting to teach in that space, it wasn't attractive to me because I know what it was like being a student and not wanting to be there because I didn't connect with the teacher, or just not wanting to be there because there was too many students in there that didn't want to be there. And that was frustrating for the students that did want to be there. And so I just kind of thought, how can I be the most efficient teacher and educator, and get as much work done as possible? And I thought, okay, yeah, I may not be in the educational system, but there has to be a way where I can teach students to actually want to be there and teach a curriculum that I actually care about. And so that's what I've been in the process of doing. And I thought, I would really just love to create something that was there and that I wish that existed when I was younger. And that's just so many things. It's really just space. It's just being able to show up into a space as my full self, not having to just go into spaces and be like, oh, I'm only going to talk about my womanness, or I'm only going to talk about my queerness, or I'm only going to talk about my coloredness, or I'm only going to talk about my masculinity. No, I've always wanted to just come into spaces where I could be my full and complete self, and all of that matters and all of that intersects. And so I just thought, what if we all just took care of our younger selves? So thinking about your younger self and thinking how different you were, and thinking about the different places and spaces you were allowed into and you weren't allowed to, or you felt connected to or didn't feel connected to, and how much more efficient and progressive and how quickly we would move as a society. And it's not to say that I want people to separate and just go into their own thing, because I think the educational system, what they can do right is bringing those teachers together, having those meetings that they have to just talk about the students that are in their classes, you know what I mean? And I do think it's important for students to be with everybody, you know, but to do actual like side work and thinking about supplementing what isn't in the educational system, what isn't in our curriculum, I just kind of think like if we just all took care of our younger selves, how much more quickly we would go, you know? And so this company, 88 Rising, is focusing on Asian rappers. You know what I mean? Like, they don't care if they're men, they don't care if they're women, they just care that they're Asian and that they rap. And they're doing everything they can to help these people be where they want to be, you know? And that's the same that I want to do. I just want to help tomboys be where they want to be, you know, and give them the tools and resources that they don't have the opportunity to have access to due to their identities. And so I just kind of thought like, I can do that. I can do that. That guy, whoever he is, you know what I mean? He created this company and it's doing a lot of the work that I would like to do, you know? And I think recognizing that there's enough for everybody. I think that's a thing that sometimes when you get to a certain point, you just think there isn't enough for anybody. And that's why you need to keep it for yourself and be selfish. And I don't know, I just kind of feel like this world is so abundant and there's just so many pockets and so many, you know what I mean? So many places of opportunity, and I just feel like if there's people out in the world that are doing good, then allow them to continue to do good, even if it could be misconstrued sometimes, you know? I think let people just do the work that they want to do, and I think recognizing like however people want to spend their time on this earth, and however they're helping people, it may make people upset, you know what I mean? And I say that because I'm coming from a space where like, yes, I want to help tomboys, and that may rub people the wrong way from all of those communities, but it's like, I'm one human being and it's my time, my energy, my effort. And if I just want to help these people, there shouldn't be anything wrong with that. And if you think that there's other people that need to be helped, then go help those people. If you feel like you have the capacity to help those, you know, that many kinds of people, then do that. You know what I mean? And I'll help mine. And we're just here exchanging information, exchanging knowledge, exchanging resources and skills and talents and abilities. And I don't know, I think we've just kind of overcomplicated the process of who we can and can't help. I think as long as we're helping people, that's all that matters to me. And so for those of you who are out there helping people, I think it's important for us folks who are helping people, the teachers. I think it's important for the teachers and the space curators and you know, organization leaders or whatever the case. I think it's important for them to talk. It's important for teachers to talk about certain students and what should be implemented into certain curriculums and to just make students well-rounded folks, you know what I mean? But I do think that when it comes to the actual efficiency of humanity, what would life look like if we just focused on helping our younger selves? That's just a thought, an idea, something I just wanted to say, because that's what I'm going to try and do. And so if people have something to say about that, that's okay. I know what I'm here to do. I know what I want to do. I know how I want to spend my time, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it. And so if you feel like you're doing what you want to do and it's not hurting anybody, and if you're helping other people, then I got nothing bad to say about that. So anyways, I look forward to documenting my messiness with all of you. I think that's one thing that I wanted to be honest with all of you, is like, y'all really don't see me. You know, y'all didn't see the video version of me when I'm recording these podcasts. And for me, I was like, you know what? Like, I'm just going to be honest. I'm going to look like a hot mess in these videos. I may just wake up on some days. I may just be going to sleep on other days. I may be just crying in my car on some days. But I just wanted to be honest with all of you about my process, and that it's not easy, and that it takes a lot of deep work and a look in the mirror of who we really are. And so with that, it comes with wearing my robe and showing you in my natural state, instead of trying to like look perfect and act perfect and think that it's going to be a thing. So with that said, that also means that these videos are going to be so not perfect in the sense of lighting. They're not going to be perfect in the sense of the way that I talk to all of you, because with that, there's not going to be a script. There's no script. There's no script in my podcast. There used to be in the very beginning because we only had 5 minutes. But you know me, if you're not going to limit me to 5 minutes, I'm going to talk as much as I want. So if I don't make eye contact with you, it's because I'm trying to like remember, be like, okay, K-Short, like you used to just like talking to your phone, just talk to them. And that's what it is. My podcast was my audio journal. It is my audio journal, and it's just me talking to friends who aren't always available. And that's okay, because it just allows me to process my life and the experiences I'm having. So I just want to say thank you again to everyone who has been listening thus far. We're at episode 300. Can we get to episode 600 by the end of the year? Hopefully. And I don't know how long this will last, but I just know that it's fun and I enjoy it and I want to continue to keep doing it. So thank you again so much for listening. Thank you now so much for watching. And if you all want to follow me on social media, you can at k.short. But other than that, tune into the next episode for another lesson, realization, and experience from my daily life.